Hey, so I'm making this video right now and it's about as real as it gets. I am pretty well distraught, um, even though I'm smiling, it's like a nervous smile. I wanted to go ahead and do this because what these videos are about, and I know I haven't made one in a while, but what they're about is showing you the truth about what I'm going through, and as you can tell, I'm not wearing any makeup, I haven't done my hair, there's a fan blowing on me from the other side. But, so the story goes right now is that this is my 6th week of school that I've missed. And so what happened was I was in and out like the first 2 months, and I went on spring break to California, and I have a video coming up about that I keep meaning to make. But the thing is, when I was at the airport on the way there or back, we're not sure, probably on the way back, I caught a horrid virus, and it just completely ravaged, if that's the right word, ran rampant through my body for about 3-4 weeks. I just all the horrible flu stuff, fevers, stomach things, body aches, chills, like all of that. And so I missed a lot of school. And then one week I started feeling better. I planned on going back. I went to the doctor, and I got the good news that my heart function had gone up, and that all of my levels and everything were looking really good. We were really excited, and I went off of 3 meds, and so I decided to go ahead and stay home that weekend, just to make sure that I adjusted to coming off of those medications okay. Woke up the next, the Sunday night, I started to kind of feel sick, and I was like, well, you know, I think it's probably these meds, we'll see how I feel tomorrow, maybe we'll go back tomorrow and then be there the rest of the week. And then Monday I just woke up just feeling like crap again, and so I think this was week 4. And so then I spent another week like totally sick and awful, and then last week I started getting better. Most of the symptoms kind of went away, but I was still having the issues with like a weird heart arrhythmia, like weird arrhythmias and things like that. Really hard heartbeat, pounding in my chest, and then like pressure in my chest, not being able to breathe well, with activity and without, extra swelling, all of that fun stuff. And then I've had several pretty bad partial seizures, and that's, you know, one of the reasons I hadn't gone back yet, because the virus, like for me, it affects every system in my body, right? It caused my heart to work harder, and so it went into arrhythmias because it's not functioning right, and because it was working harder and I couldn't get the blood flow, it caused swelling, which I couldn't breathe, and I couldn't wear things, and all of that issues, and I couldn't really go up on my diuretic because it would affect my kidneys. And then I had, you know, several pretty bad partial seizures. And last week I had my second full grand mal seizure, which was still really scary. I did not pass out. I was fully awake. I knew when it was going to happen. I knew it was going to be a full grand mal seizure. So I laid myself down on the couch, and my body was really heavy, and my speech was really slurred, and my whole body was shaking. It was pretty terrible. And it lasted almost 5 minutes, which is a very long time for a seizure. And so after that, you know, I made the decision to go ahead and stay home for a little while longer to make sure I didn't have any more grand mal seizures, because having one alone is extremely risky. So this is my 6th week out of school, and you know, I'm struggling a little bit with some classes. I'm struggling a little bit with you know, some other issues going on, and it's really hard for me. It's really troubling. And that's really an understatement, because it freaking sucks. Like, that's straight up. That's all there is to it, because like now the other symptoms, they were gone as of last night. yesterday, kind of in the early evening, I spiked. I had a little bit of a fever, 99.1, not too bad. Last night it went up to 99.7, which is like a full-on low-grade fever for me. This morning I threw up again, and I'm still, flushing and going in and out of having fevers, and I had to take some Tylenol, and I'm sick again. The doctors can't find anything wrong. They've run blood test after blood test and swabs. I have been going to doctors for 6 weeks straight. I have seen cardiologists, I have seen GPs, general practitioners. I have had blood work done, I have had blood cultures, I have had swabs. Nothing is showing up. All of the symptoms I'm having right now are consistent with symptoms I've had in the past when I have had what is called cellular rejection, which is the rejection that I've had the past few times in the past 3 years. And that's the one, when I've had to go and stay in the hospital and be on IV medication and on steroids and all of that. And so I already have an appointment with my cardiologist 2 weeks from today. And that got moved up 2 months. I wasn't supposed to go back and see. I saw him at the end of March. I saw him about 3 weeks ago. I wasn't supposed to see him again until June 28th. I'm seeing him on May 3rd. I'm having more blood work done Monday or Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday if I get to go back to school, Sunday night. Monday, if I don't. And not that anyone thinks I like this, but I know, I've been around home, and I've done some things, in the area. Like I helped, and while I've been home, days when I felt better, like I felt better on my cousin's birthday, I made him, his sister and I made him a cake. We made him a cupcake cake with the symbol for the Umbrella Academy on it, and that was really fun. And she went with me to the drugstore and to the doctor's office to pick up some things, and we had a nice little sing-along. And I'd posted that, and I posted the picture of his cake, and I went last weekend after I was feeling better and I was, classified as not contagious. I went to the local high school musical, and which was also part of one of my classes I'm doing for my playwriting class. And I've posted these things, but I've not really done like a justification because I don't feel like I need to, but just kind of in case. So because I know, I'm trying to figure out how to say this. I've had past experiences with issues of people only seeing one side of the story and thinking that's all there is to it. So I'm kind of making this a video to sort of set out and say, I am still sick. I am not contagious, but I am sick. I am very sick anyway. Sick is not just a cold or a sinus infection or an ear infection or the flu or something you can fix. It's not even just cancer, but you can see, the effects of the chemo. Sick is so much more than that. I have an autoimmune disorder that I have effects from, and it makes me sick. The fact that my heart is working 10 to 20% lower than it should makes me very sick. And there are always those, stereotypically sick symptoms. For me, and like for rejection, sometimes there's the low-grade fever. There are like flu symptoms. Inability to regulate your body temperature, which I've had lately, nausea, vomiting, aches, weakness, fatigue. Those symptoms do go with it, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes you look at someone and they look fine, and what you see on their social media tells you that they're fine. And you hear the story, I've not been in school for 6 weeks, but I went to a play, and I did this, I did this, and I did that, which is not, well, the thing is, I cannot be away from my family right now until I make sure that I am not going to have another grand mal seizure where I might pass out. I've had another seizure where I lost consciousness, and I had that at school, and I was out, I don't know, it was a period of 30 minutes that I was unresponsive to my phone. I don't know how long I was completely unconscious. And then I've had another grand mal seizure that did not make me completely unconscious, but it was a full grand mal seizure. I don't like this. Okay, it is extremely hard for me to be, you know, a 22-year-old young woman, and most everybody else that I started college with is graduating in a week. And I have pretty much another year and a half. I have a full summer set of classes plus 4 classes from last semester I've never finished. And a whole nother academic year. I don't get to live on my own the way my friends do. I don't even have that many friends. I'll be honest about it. The few I have are wonderful, but I can count them on one hand. And there's so many things that I miss out on. I have my entire life, I've missed things at school. And every time in the past 6 weeks, I have gotten an email from an organization or a text from my RA, and it says we're doing this night or this weekend, and I can't go. It is hard. And the hardest thing is that whenever I finish these classes I'm in now, I'll get the grade, but I won't make the dean's list. I never get to because I don't finish on time. And I don't get recognition for what I do. There's not a certificate or an award for staying alive. And that's what I try to do every single day. And I'm not doing this, I'm not meaning to cry, I'm not meaning to be this upset. I don't want pity, I don't want you guys to feel sorry for me. I just want you to get to see what this is really like and understand that it's not that I'm just skipping school. It's not that I'm not really that sick, because I know a lot of people would say, there's no way you've had the flu for a month. Yes, there is. I am immunocompromised. I'm immunosuppressed. And so, breaking that down, it means my immune system sucks. I can't fight things off. And when I do, if my immune system is raised too much to fight something off, it starts fighting me. It starts fighting my heart. And it says, oh, you don't belong here. What are you doing here? Get out. And then I have to go to the hospital, and the doctors have to convince my body that my heart belongs there. They have to trick my body all over again. And that's a real possibility for me right now. Is that I'm going to have to go through that again. This time in a different hospital. This time at a hospital with white walls, where my mom and grandma can't both stay with me at the same time, where they have to come in shifts, where I don't know any of the nurses, and my doctor won't be in and out of my room all the time, and I will deal with different transplant coordinators. And this time, if I have to have a biopsy, I don't know who will do it. It may be someone I've never met before. I guess the bottom line is that the pressure I am under is very real, and it's something that is extremely difficult for anyone to understand. And I know that. Unless you have been in this position, unless you are in my body, it's almost impossible to understand. Everyone else I know, yes, there are pressure for finals. I just got my homework caught up from the past month today. I found out that I had a math lesson from 2 months ago that I never even turned in, and God bless my math teacher, she told me I could go ahead and turn it in for at least partial credit. She didn't have to do that. She didn't have to do that, but she did. She has been great. You know, I managed to finish my play and get things set up, and I'm almost finished with my playwriting class, because my playwriting professor, who I hope will see this, I hope she'll watch this video when it comes up on Facebook, she is amazing too. You know, when I couldn't be there for our meetings, she emailed me every day, she called me on the phone and talked to me, you know, and answered my questions, and we looked at my script together, long distance, and I asked, you know, we talked about questions about other assignments and things, and she has, you know, she has been really great about not putting down, you know, insane pressure on me, because she understands what I'm going through. I've known her for several years, like since my freshman year, actually. And, you know, her and my math professor, she's amazing too. You know, she's been so good about helping me understand things, and, you know, telling me to just get better, and I can, you know, do the homework when I feel like it, and, you know, when I'm not as sick, and she'll help me with, you know, the late penalties and things, because she knows, she knows what this is like for me, at least to a degree, that, you know, they're such wonderful, understanding people. And, you know, I have, as many of those people as that I have a lot of people that aren't, as well. And that is when the pressure feels really on, because I feel like I have done something wrong, and I know I haven't, you know, consciously thinking about it and all that. I know it's not my fault. It's not my fault that I'm sick. I have not done anything to cause any of this. There's nothing for me to apologize for, something to be, you know, to be sorry for me to feel bad about. It's not like I intentionally was like, oh, you know what? I think I'll become terminally ill. No. Nobody does that. Nobody freaking does that. I didn't do that. And yet, my brain, like my mind, I will be totally honest about this. I have generalized anxiety disorder. I have social anxiety disorder. I have clinical depression. I don't mind sharing that. I think it's very important that we talk about mental health, and that we talk about it in a sense that when we say the words mental health, people don't go, oh, or you don't have mental health issues, you're not crazy. No, it's not about being crazy, and you're not crazy. I hate that. I don't ever use it in conjunction with talking about mental health, because it's just, that's not okay. But, you know, I do have these other issues too, and when people that I need to help me out are not helping me out, it makes it worse. And my brain, you know, my anxiety and depression, they kind of gang up on me, and they're like, well, yeah, but it's your body. It's your body that's doing this. It's your body that's sick. You're the reason that, you know, your mom takes off work, or that, you know, your grandma has to take you to the doctor. Your body is the reason. And they kind of gang up on me, which, as you know, as anxiety and depression do, and you have to fight them back and say, no, I'm not. My body and I are two different things, completely different things. My body is part of me, but I am a consciousness held somewhere, whether that be in the brain or in another realm. I don't know. I took consciousness class. I'm still, you know, at odds about that. My mind, my soul, my consciousness are not my body. The decisions I make in my mind are not my body. I do not cause any of these issues. And I say this not to convince all of you, but to convince myself. And I think the bottom line, like I said, is that it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of trouble. It's a lot of sleepless nights, and being uncomfortable, and being in pain, and being sick, not being able to eat, not being able, you know, not eating, not drinking, not sleeping, my brain going nuts and just trying to calm down, and making this has helped me be able to calm down a lot. And I know this is about as candid as I've gotten, and it's as long too. It's a 20-minute video. Hope you guys will watch all of it. But I think it was worth it, because I want you all to know the truth. I want you to know the good, the bad, and the dirty, as I said, the Panic at the Disco person. But just because I'm under so much pressure, just because there's a lot of crap going on right now, doesn't mean it's not good. You know, I am fighting so many battles within me, within my mind, externally, all of these battles, but you know what? I'm still fighting, so in my mind, I'm winning. And I hope all of you continue fighting the battles that you're fighting as well. And remember that as long as you're still fighting, you're winning. Thank you guys for hanging in there with me for 21 minutes. 21's my lucky number, by the way. So, I'll see you guys again soon, hopefully.